Hello and welcome in to another video by ENG Shadow. How are we doing today? We are gonna dive into a almost $300 billion industry in the gaming industry, and we're gonna take my viewpoint on everything. So sit back, watch, and enjoy. So how does an industry become an almost $300 billion industry? Well, I think it's basically one, advancement of technology is the foregone conclusion of why it's grown the way it has. But I also believe that less competition between consoles, so like PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo, when they were able to come out with cross-platform video games and stuff, and those players were able to play against each other, I feel like it took the competition away and was able to expand the gaming industry and vastly improve the profits from the games and everything like that. The major companies, PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo, were now working together instead of working against each other. The only thing that I would put against that is when Microsoft acquired Activision, and it created a little bit of an imbalance of power at that point, and that really made PlayStation mad. With that, though, I think Xbox and Microsoft are able to improve Activision on what Activision has already been able to build upon. They have been losing a little bit of player base with Activision games because I believe Activision is one of those developers that isn't quite fully sold on a live service game, and that's where this industry has been going, is live service games instead of yearly releases of the same game. Example, Call of Duty has been losing player base over the last 5 or 6 years. They've had a really tough time keeping the player base in line with the game as well. And that's where you bring in that this industry is very, very exciting with the advancements and with the power of AI coming in and able to design maps and design planets and all this other stuff. But it's also frustrating when you have a bunch of these top-notch developers that are putting out not good base games, and then before they fix the base game, they're coming out with DLCs and add-ons and all of this other stuff that's adding in more code into their game that they haven't fully integrated. Basically, if you don't have a good base game, then why add on to that? The transition of that is remarkable because back when the N64 and the Atari came out, the only thing you had was the base game. So where is that fundamental gone? That's what I want to ask the player base today, and I want you to tell me what you think in the comments below of where we are on this exciting but frustrating terms that we are with video games now. There's a lot of games that just fall flat basically as soon as they come out, and then it's not until they come out with 2 or 3 updates that fix the base mechanics that are supposed to be solid in the on the day of launch, and they're not. And so why do we have this much money going into this industry and we can't get a good base game before we get all of the bullshit add-ons and the extra money that you got to put into the games? But also, on the exciting side, you have more access to multi-platform games. You have mobile to PC to console. There's more integration. There's more mobile developers that are coming out and putting out games on Steam and trying to get them onto consoles and all this jazz. It's a great time to be living while playing video games, I gotta tell you. There's more games with a free base game, like Fortnite, Overwatch 2, PUBG, Rogue Company, X Defiant, First Descendant. Free base games, and then you pay for your add-ons, and you pay for your skins and all your enjoyable cosmetics and whatnot. That that right there has been a big transition. I think people not having to pay the $60 or the $70 outright for that base game, and then just chunking in money when they want a skin or something like that. I think Fortnite is a great example of that, of how that platform can grow the way it has. Fortnite started off as a really basic game, and now it's one of the most intricate and one of the most popular games out there, and anybody can play it. That's just great. You have a bunch of new games that are coming out. X Defiant is kicking ass in the FPS business. First Descendant coming in looking like that Destiny esque kind of Warframe mixed in kind of game. Those kind of games are awesome. And with those, it gives us gamers more flexibility on what we want to do within that game. We're not forced to pay $60 and get a base game that isn't completely finished, that isn't all there. Base mechanic is glitchy. These games come out free with that understanding of, hey, this is kind of like a trial run on the first month or so. This is a free game. This is why this game is free, because we are going to ever change it. We are going to ever update it, and we are going to bring you new content as much as we can and as best as we can. That's what these games really bring to the industry, and I just love the creativity, especially within Fortnite, and how many different celebrities and shows and movies and stuff that have come to Fortnite and have created skins and stuff like that. That's awesome. I give Epic tons of credit for what they have done with Fortnite. They have absolutely killed it with that. And with that, you also got to look at the bigger developers versus the smaller developer teams. Look at games like the game I reviewed in my first YouTube video, Zombie Defense 2, and the first one, made by 2 people. Pal World, made by like 16 people. Mobile games developers are usually not as big as, say, like Activision or EA or Bethesda. But like, one thing that a lot of these games do is they don't flood you with the same game year in and year out. And that's one thing that I think this industry has really changed from, is not everybody's looking for a new game every year. Everybody's looking for a game that they can play for the next 5 years. And that's fantastic. I think that's great. I think it gives us more time to enjoy these games. It gives us more time to complete the games and 100% them, as we say in the gaming world. But with that, I'm going to get into my conclusion here. Overall, like I said, this industry it's got its exciting times, but it also has its frustrating times too. Like I said, with the bigger developers kind of kicking the bucket on some of these games and the base games, and having so many bugs and issues and stuff when the games launch, it really hurts that player retention. And then, although this market is a multi-billion-dollar industry, there's shortcomings, and that's one thing that I want to point out. There's shortcomings, but there's also a lot of positives too. With this ever-changing market, where you have new games almost dropping daily, it's hard to pinpoint exactly where the industry will go to next. And that's something that I find very exciting. And in my opinion, I feel like PC gaming is probably going to be the route that everybody's going to end up taking. And I feel like consoles are going to kind of take a back burner to that, and mobile and PC will kind of take king. The ingenuity that PC gaming brings to the table is amazing. I believe that this gaming industry is just it's a rocket ship, and it's about to take off. And the expansion of mobile games to Steam and trying to get them to consoles is, and it creates a whole new essence of gaming, as in like when PlayStation and Xbox finally came together and we had cross-platform games. I think it was an amazing time for gaming, and this next step of mobile kind of taking that step into this realm is one of the next new exciting adventures of gaming. But with that, I will wrap it up. Thank you all for coming out and enjoying. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what your thoughts on the gaming industry now are today. I would greatly appreciate everybody's thoughts. Thank you.